Hello, hello, my lovely. Happy June 1st. It is very hot here in California today, which is good because summer is coming. And so it's already 6 months into 2022. Where has it gone? It's kind of one of those things where the year takes a while to get started and then it like races to the finish and then it takes a while to close. It's like such a weird thing, time. But we're already in the middle of this year. And last month I talked about manifestation May, right? What are you manifesting for yourself? How to stay the course. Oh no, what did I talk about? Mindset. Mindset. I am in the last stretch of this prep, and I'm telling you, I'm losing things in my hands, literally. I don't know. I'm holding things like my phone or my keys, and I'm looking for them, and they're in my hands. It's crazy. I just spent an hour at the DMV trying to get my real ID because I didn't realize I already had it. So my brain's not working. But that's because I'm on this last leg of prep for competition. And that's why I talked about, manifestation and mindset are related, obviously, right? You need to have the mindset to get you where you want to go, to where you need to go.
Can I take it off?
Yes, baby. Come here. So, excuse me while I do my daughter's dress. I've also decided to not stop recording videos or not to fix mistakes when I make them because we're human, right? Things happen, life happens, I make mistakes. My daughter comes in and needs something. It's cool. Got it? Okay, love you, bye. Can you close the door, please?
Okay, Mom.
Anyway, so mindset, manifestation, right? You need to have the proper thoughts to get you where you're going. And so I talked a lot about mindset. But along with mindset and what I want to talk about for June, and if you follow me on my Instagram, I post all month on a theme. I'm getting better with that. You're going to run into obstacles, right? Obstacles happen in life all the time. And they can be little bumps, they can be hiccups, complete roadblocks that prevent you from going where you want to go, right? So you can't talk about one without talking about the other. So in May, I've got all geared up to talk about mindset and how to change your mindset and getting stronger with your thoughts. But you can be thinking, yeah, let's do it. I'm going to do whatever it is that I've set my mind to do. And then you are off to the races to do it. And at some point you will run into obstacles, either internally or externally. Something is going to happen. And that's something we need to talk about because we can get discouraged. And I've had to deal with that a lot during this prep. I'm hearing a lot about it in the world right now. And with my friends and my clients, of obstacles, right? Things that pop up. Either we think something, we've done something, someone else is doing something, and we're reacting to it, right? And this prevents us from continuing on. So what obstacles are you facing in your life? Is it your negative self-talk? Is it the habits you have that keep creeping back up when you want to change? Is it something someone is doing or saying and then you're having to deal with that in conversation or, in relation? And what is it that you do with it, right? This obstacle pops up. I'll use myself as an example. This obstacle pops up. I'm almost to this finish line of this prep, but I'm really tired and I kind of think, why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself through this? I don't need to. This is ridiculous. No human should push themselves this hard. I'm fine with where I'm at right now. I don't need to continue. I can eat that piece of chocolate and it's totally going to be fine, right? Things like that. Or someone is reacting to what I'm doing, right? I'm living my life. Someone doesn't like what it is that I'm doing and they want to say something about it. But that's about them, right? Am I taking that on for myself? Am I getting lost in these stories? What other kinds of things happen in being a human? We get lost in the future, right? The future isn't something that's real. So we can catastrophize in order to prepare ourselves for something that might be coming. But we're robbing ourselves of the present moment, right? So we need to have a human experience and move through it. The only way through something and over it is just to continue going, to acknowledge that the obstacle exists and keep going and not stop. And that's really hard because we have to acknowledge where it is that we are sabotaging ourselves, because we can't control anybody else, right? We can only control ourselves. Our reactions to other people's words, our reactions to what other people do, our reactions to ourselves, right? And not everything is true. Just because we think something doesn't mean it's true. So we can have a moment of needing to vent about something that's happening. And in that moment, we can really believe that it's true. That person over there is a piece of shit because they said this to me and this is what I think about them. Da 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 da. And we get caught up in it. That's not real. What's real is how you decide to show up after that. Once you've had that emotional explosion, once that obstacle has presented itself and you feel it, you feel that sadness, you feel that anger, that rejection, that resentment, that anxiety, that depression. Once you feel that for what it is and you completely feel it, totally run with it in your head, right? Let all those thoughts come about what the situation is trying to tell your ego is true, right? And then question it. Is that true? Are they really a piece of shit? Am I really a piece of shit? No. It's a momentary thing that's happened. That's a reaction I had, right? Maybe I did something wrong. I hurt someone's feelings, right? That doesn't make me bad. Man, I really hurt their feelings. And then what? Am I going to get stuck there and push them away because I feel guilty, because I feel bad? Am I going to continue down the path that I'm shit and, not be a good person? Or can I recognize that I made a mistake because I'm human and then move forward? How are you going to move forward, right? After you've dealt with this obstacle. And that's really the key to everything, right? Because we can make our mindset very strong. This is what I'm going to do and it's going to happen. But if we don't prepare ourselves for the obstacles that show up, we might be really disenchanted by the journey. And that stinks. Because life isn't all sunshine and rainbows, right? So preparing ourselves for what we might face in ourselves along the way, and what we might face in others along the way, and how we decide to deal with that is a huge key to staying on the course of your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, right? Because if we want to get healthier with our food, we're going to be craving that chocolate sometimes, or we're going to be craving that bread. We want to get healthier with our bodies and our movement. There are going to be times when we don't want to move. If we're clearing up how we think, there are going to be times when we think how we used to think. And it's easier to stay comfortable than it is to be uncomfortable, right? It's uncomfortable doing something new, changing, becoming better. It's called growing pains for a reason. And it has to be acknowledged. It's not all going to be just amazing once you've decided to be amazing, right? People might not agree with you. They might not support you. You might doubt yourself. That's a huge thing. Especially like being a homeschooling mom, it's really easy to start doubting myself, and the obstacles that come, and being really fearful of the future. I can't do that. The future doesn't exist. You know what I mean? And so how are you going to buffer that? How are you going to prepare yourself for the obstacles that come? Because they will. And it isn't stopping them from coming that's important. It's navigating them, jumping over them, or even stumbling and deciding to get back up and keep going, right? And then you learn from that stumble. Oh, I didn't handle that conversation very well. How can I do this differently next time? How can I show up differently next time for this obstacle? And then I'll jump over it because I'll see it coming, right? So that's what I have for June. Halfway through the year, we start losing steam for the things that we wanted, right? Or more than losing steam, we start going back into past habits. And so I know you want more popcorn. And so that's my mini me. So halfway through the year, don't lose your steam. Don't fall back into those habits. Stay the course. Be prepared for the obstacles that are coming and decide to fucking tackle them. Recognize that they happen. Recognize that, sometimes I think bad about myself. I might momentarily think bad about that person or about this situation or something that's happened to me. But overall, what's happening is here to serve me in my best interest, right? Because you're going to be tested. Is this something you really want? Whatever it is you've chosen, to lose weight, to move more, to take control of your mental health, is this something that I really want? Because the tests will come. Are you sure you want to give up that depression and do what you need to do to let go? Because it's going to be really easy to sit on the couch and veg out and eat a bunch and be depressed and feel that self-loathing and feel those sad feelings about yourself and not get better. It's a lot easier than getting your body moving and eating the good foods and putting the good words in your brain, right? Changing your mindset, keeping that depression at bay. It's work. And it's taken me like a decade of work, supplements and food and all that stuff. It doesn't go away. And sometimes it can be really hard and tiring. And that's the test. That's the obstacle to continue jumping over. Every moment you're presented with a choice to continue on this new path or to stay stuck in your old one. That's the obstacle you're hurdling. That committed growth. That choice to stay committed to what it is that you want for yourself. Okay? And you can do it. Be well. Happy June.